Level 1. The exhausted. You wake up, you check the mirror, you hate what looks back, you step on the scale, the number dictates your mood for the rest of the day. It went up. It always goes up. You have tried everything. Keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, calorie counting. You have an app on your phone that tracks every single almond you eat. It doesn't matter. The weight stays. It clings to you like a physical weight, pulling you down. You walk into a room and you feel them looking, not at your face, at your body. You feel the judgment. You assume they think you are lazy. You assume they think you lack discipline. They don't know you spend 2 hours at the gym doing cardio until your lungs burn. They don't care. The world only respects results. You are invisible to the people you want to notice you. You are highly visible to the people you want to ignore you. The doctors tell you to just eat less and move more. You want to scream. You are already starving. You are already exhausted. Your mind is a constant loop of food noise. Planning the next meal. Resisting the next snack. Failing. Punishing yourself for failing. Then you hear about it. The injection. The miracle. A coworker drops 30 pounds in 2 months. She looks different. She acts different. She leaves half her salad on the plate and says she is completely stuffed. You have never left half a meal on a plate in your entire life. You ask her how she did it. She whispers the name. You go home. You open your laptop. You search. The clinics are everywhere now. Telehealth sites promise a prescription in 10 minutes. You look at the price. $1,000 a month. Out of pocket. Your insurance won't touch it. They say it is cosmetic. They say it is not medically necessary. You look at your bank account. You cannot afford it. You have rent. You have car payments. You have credit card debt. You do the math. You calculate what you spend on groceries. You calculate what you spend on takeout when the diets inevitably fail. You rationalize it. You tell yourself it is an investment in your health, an investment in your sanity. You pull out the credit card, you type in the numbers, you hit submit, you are buying hope. You don't know the actual price yet. Level 2, the silence. The package arrives on a Tuesday. It sits on your porch in a styrofoam cooler with a melted ice pack. You bring it inside. You pull out the small white box. Inside are the pens. They look clinical. They look like a promise. You read the instructions 3 times. You wash your hands. You swab a patch of skin on your stomach. You pinch the fat you have hated for a decade. You press the pen. You hear the click. You hold your breath and wait for it to hurt. It doesn't. It feels like nothing. A tiny prick, and it is over. You go to bed expecting a miracle overnight. You wake up feeling exactly the same. You make your usual breakfast. 2 eggs, a slice of toast, black coffee. You take 3 bites of the eggs. You chew, you swallow, you stop. You wait for the urge to finish the plate. The urge isn't there. It is a profound, echoing absence. The food noise is gone for your entire life. Your brain has been a radio playing a broadcast of cravings on maximum volume. What's for lunch? Did someone bring donuts? I shouldn't eat the bread. Suddenly, someone pulled the plug. The silence is deafening. You walk past a bakery on your way to work. You smell the sugar. You feel nothing. It is just a smell. It holds no power over you. You go out to lunch with your coworkers. You order a salad. You don't force yourself to order it. You genuinely do not want the burger. You eat half the greens. You put the fork down. You watch your coworkers finish their heavy meals. You realize this is how normal people live. They eat until they are satisfied, and then they stop. They don't think about it. For the first time in your life, you are one of them. The first week passes. You step on the scale. You hold your breath. Down 6 pounds. Water weight. You tell yourself. Don't get excited. The second week, down another 4. The third week, another 5. 15 pounds in less than a month. You stare at the digital numbers on the floor. The physical relief is immediate. Your joints hurt a little less. Your jeans button without a fight. You didn't even step foot in the gym. You just stopped eating. You feel like you hacked the system. You feel invincible. You take a photo in the bathroom mirror. You don't delete it this time. You log on to the portal. You refill your prescription. You don't even look at the price tag. You would pay absolutely anything to keep this silence. Level 3, the acceleration. You are shrinking, visibly, Week by week, you watch your old self dissolve. You lose 20 pounds, then 30. The clothes in your closet hang off you like drapes. You have to buy a belt. Then you have to take a kitchen knife and punch a new hole in that belt. People start to notice. They don't say anything at first. They just look at you a little longer. Then, a coworker asks if you've been working out. You lie. You say you cut out carbs. You say you are doing intermittent fasting and running in the mornings. You don't mention the little pen in your fridge. You protect the secret. You want them to think you earned this through sheer willpower. You want the respect that comes with discipline. But the biological reality is catching up. You meet the nausea. It hits you on a Thursday morning on the drive to work. A sudden, violent wave of sickness that makes you pull over to the shoulder of the highway. You open the door. You dry heave into the grass. Nothing comes up because there is absolutely nothing in your stomach. You have to force yourself to eat. A single saltine cracker. A small bite of an apple. Food is no longer a comfort. Food is a chore. Food is a mechanical necessity you have to choke down just so your hands stop shaking and your brain stops fogging. You go out to a restaurant for your mother's birthday. They order your favorite meal. The smell hits your nose and your stomach instantly churns. You eat 3 bites. You push the food around the plate to make it look like you are participating. You chew slowly. It tastes like cardboard and ash. You excuse yourself to the restroom and spit the last bite into a paper towel. You stand over the sink and look in the mirror. Your collarbones are visible. You haven't seen your collarbones in 15 years. You trace the hard bone under your skin with your fingertips. The nausea suddenly fades into the background. The trade-off is accepted. You decide you would feel sick every single morning for the rest of your life if it meant keeping those collarbones. You log into the telehealth portal. You tell the doctor you are ready to titrate up. You click the pen to a higher dose. The sickness gets worse. The scale drops faster. You don't care. You are hooked on the math. Level 4. The privilege. You hit the 50-pound mark. Nothing in your closet fits. Not the pants, not the shirts, not even your shoes. Your feet shrink. You go shopping. You walk into a boutique you used to walk past because they didn't carry your size. You pull a medium off the rack. You take it to the fitting room. You expect it to snag on your thighs. It slides on. It zips. It is loose. You stare in the 3-way mirror. The person looking back is a stranger. You buy the outfit. You buy 5 more. You spend money you don't have. You wear them out. The world is suddenly a completely different place. It is easier. It is softer. The barista at the coffee shop smiles at you. He asks how your morning is going. He gives you your drink for free. He never asked before. Someone holds the heavy glass door for you at the office. Your boss listens to your ideas in the meeting instead of looking at his phone. You get matches on dating apps, not just a few, hundreds. Strangers look you in the eye on the sidewalk. They don't look past you anymore. They call it pretty privilege. You call it terrifying. It is intoxicating at first. You soak it in. You feel powerful. You feel visible. Then the anger hits. A quiet, burning resentment that sits right in the middle of your newly flat stomach. You are the exact same person. You have the same brain. You have the same jokes. You have the same soul. The only difference is the amount of space you take up in a chair. The world didn't suddenly get nicer. The world was just punishing you for existing in a larger body. Now that you are smaller, you are acceptable. You realize human kindness is entirely conditional. Your friends treat you differently. The ones who are still overweight make subtle comments. They say you are getting too skinny. They say you look tired. They say you aren't fun anymore. They offer you cake at a party and watch closely to see if you eat it. You don't. The dynamic shifts. You are no longer the safe, funny, overweight friend who makes them feel better about themselves. You are competition. You feel the distance growing. You don't try to close it. You are too busy chasing the next drop on the scale. Level 5. The alteration. You step out of the shower. You wipe the steam off the mirror. You look at your body under the harsh bathroom light. The fat is gone. You achieved the goal. But you didn't just lose fat. You lost the structure underneath it. Your shoulders are bony. Your glutes are completely flat. Your skin sags slightly around your abdomen and under your arms. It hangs in places where it used to stretch. You are smaller, but you are not firm. You look deflated. You look closer at your face. The roundness is gone. Your cheekbones are sharp, but your cheeks are hollow. Your eyes look enormous and perpetually exhausted. The internet has a name for it. They call it Ozempic face. You just call it looking 10 years older. You traded your youth to be thin, you touch the sharp edge of your jawline, you decide it is a fair trade. You wash your hair, you run your hands through the suds, you pull your fingers away and a clump of hair comes with them. You stare at the wet, dark strands wrapped around your knuckles. Malnutrition. Your body is panicking because it thinks it is starving. It is shutting down non-essential functions. Hair is non-essential. You throw the clump in the trash. You order expensive biotin supplements online. You keep taking the shots. Your relationship shifts. Your partner looks at you differently now. At first, they were supportive. They celebrated the first 20 pounds. Now, they are deeply insecure. They notice the way the waiter looks at you. They notice the clothes you wear out of the house. They ask who you are texting. They start checking your location on their phone. The power dynamic in your home has completely inverted. You used to be the one who felt lucky to be chosen. Now, they are terrified of being left. They hold you in the dark, and you can feel the quiet desperation in their hands. They liked you better when you were invisible to everyone else. You resent them for it. You are constantly freezing. It is 70 degrees outside, and you are wearing a heavy sweater. You don't have the insulation anymore. Your hands are always ice cold. You wrap them around a mug of hot tea that you won't actually drink. You just hold it for the heat. You sit in your living room, shivering, shedding hair, looking older, and feeling physically weaker than you ever have in your life. But you are a size small. You tell yourself that makes it all worth it. Level 6. The isolation. You are invited to dinner. You say no. You are invited to a happy hour. You make an excuse. You realize something profound. Human connection is built entirely around consumption. You never noticed it until you stopped consuming. You finally agree to attend a friend's birthday dinner. You sit at a long table in a loud, crowded restaurant. Everyone is laughing. Everyone is drinking. The waiter drops plates of heavy pasta and steaks. You order a side of asparagus. You eat 2 spears. You push the third one around with your fork. The conversation around you slowly dies down. People look at your plate. They look at you. They stop enjoying their food because your presence makes them hyper-aware of it. Your restraint feels like a silent judgment on their indulgence. You don't mean it to be. It is just biology now. But it doesn't matter. You are ruining the vibe. You are a ghost at the banquet. You stop going out. It is easier to stay home. It is easier to avoid the questions. The physical weakness becomes impossible to ignore. You go to the grocery store. You try to lift a large bag of dog food into your cart. You can't. Your arms give out. You drop it on the floor. You stand in the aisle and stare at your hands. You realize what the drug actually did. It didn't just melt the fat. It ate your muscle. It consumed the dense, heavy tissue that made you capable. You are thin, but you are frail. You are a structure with the load-bearing walls removed. You try to fix it. You go to the gym for the first time in months. You pick up weights you used to warm up with. They feel immovable. Your heart races. Your vision spots black at the edges. You have no glycogen. You have no fuel. You leave after 12 minutes. You sit in your car with your head resting against the steering wheel. You go home. You open your phone. You watch videos of people eating. Mukbangs. Pasta. Fried chicken. Entire pizzas. You watch them for hours. You don't feel hunger. You feel a cold, clinical fascination. You are watching a biological drive you no longer possess. You traded the warmth of the table for a number on a scale. You sit alone on your couch in your size-small jeans. You are shrinking. In every possible way, you are taking up less space in the world. Level 7. The plateau. The scale stops moving. You check it on Monday. You check it on Friday. The numbers are identical. You check it the next week. It went up a single pound. Panic sets in. A cold, sharp spike of absolute terror right in the center of your chest. You haven't changed anything. You are still eating like a bird. You are still taking the shots on schedule, but the magic is wearing off. Your body has adapted. It is fighting back. Evolution is smarter than chemistry, and evolution wants its reserves back. You log into the telehealth portal. You demand the highest possible dose. The doctor hesitates. typing a warning about severe side effects. You ignore it. You approve the refill. You inject the maximum amount into your thigh. The nausea hits you like a physical blow. You spend an entire weekend lying on the cold bathroom tile, unable to keep water down. You drag yourself to the scale on Monday morning. The number hasn't moved a fraction of an ounce. The financial reality is finally crashing down on you. The out-of-pocket cost is drowning your life. $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. You have maxed out one credit card. You are halfway through a second. You skip a car payment to pay for the little white box. You stopped putting money into savings months ago. You tell yourself it is a medical necessity. You tell yourself you cannot survive without it. You try to stretch the medication to save money. You wait 10 days between injections instead of 7. On day 8, the silence breaks. A whisper in the back of your mind. A slice of pizza would be amazing. You freeze. The food noise is back. It is faint, but it is unmistakable. By day 9, it is a deafening shout. You stand in the kitchen staring at the pantry for 20 minutes. You eat a handful of chips. The shame hits you instantly. It feels like a crushing physical weight. You realize the horrifying truth. The drug didn't cure your relationship with food. It just built a dam. The second the chemicals leave your bloodstream, the dam starts to crack. The cravings never died. They were just sedated. They have been waiting this whole time. You take the shot on day 10. The silence returns. The relief washes over you. You look at the plastic pen in your hand. You are not cured. You are a hostage. You will have to pay this ransom every single month for the rest of your life just to maintain the illusion of control. Level 8. The dependency. You get a text message from the pharmacy. It is an automated alert. Your prescription is delayed, backordered due to a national shortage. You drive there anyway. You stand at the fluorescent counter. You ask the pharmacist to double-check. You beg. Your voice cracks. They look at you with polite pity. They tell you the manufacturer cannot keep up. Everyone is taking it now. You drive home in silence. You open your refrigerator. You have 2 pens left sitting in the butter tray. You look at them like they are liquid gold. You calculate exactly how many days of silence you have left. 14 days. After that, the noise comes back. After that, the weight comes back. You try to eat a normal meal. You tell yourself you need to prepare your body for the shortage. You cook a small piece of chicken and some rice. You chew it carefully. You swallow. 3 hours later, the pain starts. A sharp, twisting agony right in the center of your abdomen. Your digestion is paralyzed. The drug didn't just stop your brain from wanting food, it stopped your stomach from moving it. The food just sits there, motionless in your gut. You spend the entire night in the bathroom, sweating on the tile floor, praying for the pain to stop. You realize you have fundamentally broken your own machinery. Your body no longer knows how to process fuel. You sit up in bed the next morning, you open your laptop, you search for people who stopped taking it, you find the forums, you read the stories, they gained it all back, plus 10 pounds, plus 20 pounds. They talk about the insatiable, violent hunger that comes when the chemical blockade is finally lifted. They talk about a ravenous urge that feels completely untethered from reality. You read about gastroparesis, permanent stomach paralysis. You close the browser. You stare at your reflection in the dark screen. You are terrified of taking the next shot because of what it is doing to your internal organs. You are terrified of not taking the next shot because of what will happen to your reflection. You are trapped. The cage is completely invisible. It is exactly the dimensions of a size-small pair of jeans. And you locked the door yourself. Level 9. The hollow. You are 2 years in. The panic of the shortage is over. The financial ruin is permanent. The drug is just another utility bill now. Rent, electricity, water, the injection. You pay it every month. You will pay it until you die. You look in the mirror. You are the exact size you dreamed of when you were crying in dressing rooms 5 years ago. You thought reaching this number would fix your entire life. It didn't. It just swapped your problems for more expensive ones. You take your clothes off. The skin hangs. Your arms look like deflated balloons. Your stomach pools around your waist when you sit. You look up the cost of skin removal surgery. $30,000. You laugh. It is a dry, rattling sound in a quiet bathroom. You traded one impossible price tag for another. You attend a wedding. It is an old friend you haven't seen since before the shots. You buy an outfit you could never have zipped in your old life. You walk into the reception expecting a triumph. You expect the gasps. You expect the absolute validation you suffered for. They look at you. They smile. They say you look great. But their eyes linger on your hollow cheeks. They glance at your thinning hair. They don't look envious. They look concerned. Then, they go back to their conversations. You sit at the banquet table. They place a plate of rich food in front of you. You don't touch it. You sip ice water. You look around the room. People are laughing. They are drinking wine. They are eating cake. They are sharing a deeply human experience. The breaking of bread, the joy of a shared meal. You realize you are completely excluded. You have excommunicated yourself from the rituals of human connection. You have nothing to talk about. Your entire mental bandwidth for the last 24 months has been consumed by a chemical lack of consumption. A friend sits next to you. They ask how you are doing. Really doing. You say you are great. You say you feel better than ever. You lie with the practiced ease of an addict. You leave the reception early. You go back to your hotel room. You take off the expensive clothes. You wrap yourself in 3 heavy blankets because the air conditioning makes your uninsulated bones ache. You are thin. You are finally thin. And you have never been more empty in your entire life. Level 10. The Ghost. It is 5 years later. The fat is gone. Not mostly gone, gone. You kept the weight off, but the cost was everything else. You sold your joy in food. You sold your social life. You sold your muscle mass. Everything you achieved with excitement, you now maintain with pure exhaustion. You go to work. You pay your monthly subscription for the little white box. Your hands are always cold. You live in a constant state of suspended animation. You are no longer a person. You are a medical maintenance project. You scroll your phone sometimes, looking at old photos. The person in those pictures was heavier, but their eyes were bright. They were miserable about their weight, but they were alive. You are a ghost inhabiting a perfectly acceptable shell. You drive past a pharmacy sometimes. You watch people walk out holding that familiar small white bag. You watch them walk to their cars with that little spark of hope folded into their receipts. You want to tell them something. You want to walk up, grab them by the shoulders, and say something true. But what would you say? Don't do it. They wouldn't listen. Be careful what you wish for. They'd look at you like you were crazy. A gaunt, bitter stranger telling them not to wish for the one thing they want most in the world. They'd look at you with pity. And the worst part is, you deserve it. The truth is, there is nothing you could say that would prepare them. The weight loss is the easy part. It is everything the drug does to the world around you that nobody warns you about. The way it rearranges every relationship, the way it replaces a natural human drive with a cold, chemical silence. The way it gives you exactly what you asked for and takes away things you didn't know you needed. Somewhere right now, someone is standing in front of a bathroom mirror pinching their stomach. They are looking at a telehealth website. They are pulling out a credit card they shouldn't be using. They are imagining the wardrobe, the attention, the freedom. They are imagining a life without the heavy burden of their own body. They have no idea what they're really wishing for. They have no idea that the pen in their hand is not a gift. It's a fuse, and everything it touches will eventually burn. They'll figure it out. They always do. The cycle continues.